Hi, Scott Machine Gun Dad. Welcome back to the channel. This is a local auction, find score. I don't know what the fuck you'd call it. It's an original German EM34 rangefinder made in 1941 by Carl Zeiss for machine gun crews. Let's move in close. So we can try to give you an idea what this is. This is the EM34. We're going to start at this end with the letter end cap, and then Shannon's going to pan down and give you some detail, and then I have to move this around so you can see stuff. Other letter end cap. As far as I know, this is just to protect it. It doesn't appear to come off or do anything. As you can see, we're going to stay on this end here, this writing here, and this moves. I have no effing idea what that does. This in here, I believe, is how you measure the range, but it doesn't seem to move. We're going to come back towards the middle, and here's your identification plate where it says EM34. And to show you how good an optics is, this was made by Carl Zeiss in 1941. And I'll give you a little bit of a story while we're talking about it. I called Carl Zeiss, and I spoke to their technical rep. He had never heard of any such thing. He says, no, we don't build rangefinders. I said, well, you did in 1941. He says, oh, well, the factory was captured by the Russians, and we lost all that paperwork, including all the technical manuals. He says, I've never even heard of one of these. And he says, let me look through our reference material. This is on the phone. No reference material for this. So Carl Zeiss can't even fix this. Come back, and what the problem I'm having is every instruction manual I find is for a dual eyepiece. It's like a stereoscopic system. This is not a stereoscopic system. This uses a fixed point. So one eyepiece. We'll come back here. I'm going to rotate a little forward. Obviously something went here. Or this is a sight. It actually looks like a rifle sight. But if this is what you're aiming at long distance, I guess if you were here, you could aim with one eye and look through here. But again, I can't find a manual for this, at least not in English. I did find a U.S. Army translation, but it was a manual of this, and it was so bad I could not make any, because it just spoke, it said turn this knob, but it didn't tell me where the knob was and which one it was. So I kind of like ignored it. If you come down here, there's these plates. I don't know what they do. And then you come down here, and this is the neat stuff. These on the end rotate. Let me see if I can get them to rotate. And reason they rotate is when the soldier was carrying it, it protects the optic. And then when you're not using it, you cover the optic up. And then can we pan down to the other side here? As you can see, it does use stereoscopic two lenses looking at the same thing, but my understanding from the little I could get out of the technical manual, instead of using like on the old 35mm camera where you line the two pictures up, there's a bar in there, and then what you do is you use one of the knobs and it moves in and out, and when you get whatever you're looking at to the size of the bar, it should tell you the size of the object. None of the knobs move anything, so I don't know, but I will tell you this: if you look through it, it's clear. You can see through it. So the optics themselves, the glass is good. Whether or not the gauges are good, I don't know. But let's move back out. We just spent some time looking at it up close. This to me is a really cool piece of World War II kit. My understanding, bear with me, because I said the information on this particular model is very limited that I could find, so I'm asking for some help. If you know anything about these, please comment. If you know anybody that can take it apart and refurbish it, let me know, because this is important enough. I think it needs to be saved. Now, there are a couple companies offering German rangefinders. They're not always the same. That's another thing I've seen. I've seen a couple marked EM34s that don't look like mine. Now, the other thing is, why does Scott care about a rangefinder. Scott's a gun guy. My understanding is this is the rangefinder for the machine gun crew, for the MG34 crew, when they used the Lafette tripod. If that's true, it definitely fits into my collection. Either way, it's a really neat piece of kit and a really neat piece of history. And the fact that Carl Zeiss didn't even know they made this, at least Carl Zeiss in this country didn't know they made it, makes it even more desirable to me. Thanks for coming. Please comment, subscribe, and if all important, tell me where I can get it fixed.